Hello, my dear students. I'm Dr. Vaishali Bharambe. In the last few months, I've been taking my central nervous system series, which basically till now has been about spinal cord. So I've covered a series of lectures on spinal cord, what external appearance, internal tracts, ascending tracts, descending tracts. I've tried to make it as easy as possible for you. And at the end of it now, I have come up with MCQs in spinal cord, part 1, 2, and 3. Basically, these MCQs help you to analyze whether you have really understood spinal cord or not. See, why is it important? My firm belief is that spinal cord forms the foundation for your understanding of CNS. If you don't know your spinal cord, you often don't know what is going on in the brain as well. So understand your spinal cord well. Solve these MCQs. Many of them are NEET PG questions, and they'll help you to solve the MCQs at the PG entrance level as well as in your college when you're trying to solve MCQs in your ANAT exams. There also it will help. Now, these are some instructions about how you should attempt any MCQ. Please pause the video and take a look at them. This series essentially will help you to do the following. We will help you how to solve MCQs. We will tell you why A, B, C or D is the correct option or incorrect option. We will help you also by giving up notes so that after you've solved an MCQ, you can just go through the notes and understand what the anatomy is. That will help you later. And finally, we will help you to solve all MCQs. The aim of these series is to help you solve MCQs as well as give you notes which will help you later. So let's understand I'm just going to give you a few samples of what we are all about. Okay, these are all the topics under which spinal cord 1 is taken. Microscopic structure, development, exterior. Please note, development of spinal cord is one of the most commonly asked questions. Okay. MCQ 2, spinal cord 2 is about upper motor neurons, lower motor neurons, in which I also tell you what UMN and LMN is all about. It's also about lesions of spinal cord. Spinal cord 3 is about MCQs on ascending tracts as well as blood supply. Okay, let's take a look. The medial longitudinal fasciculus connects the following cranial nerves except. You're all aware, you call this the MLB, right? What does it connect? We know it connects the cranial nerves, but does it connect third? Yes. Does it connect fifth? I'm not so sure. Sixth, yes. 12th, yes. So according to me, B should be the answer. Yes, it is. But now is the time when you need to quickly run through your MLB. So come here. Here's your medial longitudinal bundle. You can see how fibers from the vestibular nerve nucleus have crossed over to the opposite side and are vertically connecting 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th, 12th and motor nuclei and cervical spinal cord. That is MLB. The fibers also are connected to the ipsilateral lateral lemniscus. This is MLB. Definitely it does not connect the fifth nerve. Okay, so our answer was correct. My MCQs section may also give you an idea about what are pyramidal tracts. Which tracts will be called as extrapyramidal tracts, such as rubrospinal, tectospinal, vestibulospinal, reticulospinal. They're all extrapyramidal. Why are they not pyramidal? Because they do not come from cerebral cortex. If the tract is coming from cerebral cortex, you call it pyramidal tracts. Okay. This series also takes you through this MCQ now. All the following are extrapyramidal except lateral corticospinal. I don't have to go beyond this because lateral corticospinal is equal to pyramidal tract as it comes directly from the cortex. Cortico comes from the cortex. So that is the incorrect option. MCQ 7, this has come in the NEET PG, which is not an extrapyramidal tract. Again, we have A reticulospinal, it is extrapyramidal. Rubrospinal, yes, it is extrapyramidal. Cortico, again, something coming from cortex is not extrapyramidal. This has to be the option. Tectospinal, again, extrapyramidal. Let me check. Yes, C is the option. Right. So, here in these MCQ series, I also teach you what is called as block concept of memorization. Let's think of something as an upper motor neuron lesion. Okay. If the pyramidal tract is affected, these are the symptoms. Loss of ability to perform skill movements, Babinski sign positive, superficial abdominal reflex is absent, cremasteric reflex absent. But if it's an extrapyramidal lesion, then the symptoms are severe paralysis, spasticity, and so on. If it's a lower motor neuron lesion, at the level of lesion, you're going to get flaccid paralysis and muscle atrophy. Now, in your books, there'll be a lot more given on each of these. Sometimes these are all mixed up. So, put this block in your brain. Pyramidal tract lesion block. Extrapyramidal tract lesion block. Just 4 points you have to put. Don't mix up all of them. Don't put too many. Initially, build on just four symptoms. Okay? And you'll be surprised at how well you perform. Okay? So, this is block concept. What is the characteristic pattern seen in Brown-Séquard syndrome? You know Brown-Séquard syndrome is half spinal cord cut, hemisection of spinal cord. So, contralateral loss of joint sense and position. Shouldn't it be ipsilateral? We are looking for the right option, okay? I think it should be ipsilateral, not contralateral. Contralateral loss of pain, yes, according to me, that is right. Ipsilateral loss of complete sensory functioning. Contralateral motor functioning. Okay, the answer here is B. I have a little doubt about complete sensory functioning. Why is this incorrect? It's incorrect because sense of touch will be carried by anterior spinothalamic tract on the opposite side. Okay, going to the opposite side. Therefore, it will not be complete sensory function. Yes, sense of touch will be somewhat lost. We've done this earlier. Okay, in my lecture, I have discussed this with you. So that's how these MCQs will help you to fine-tune your knowledge. So that's Brown-Séquard syndrome. Remember, images work very well for recall. So lesion is on this side, so you will have band of anesthesia, lower motor neuron lesion as well, flaccid paralysis. Below the level of lesion, you will have loss of fine touch, etc. You will also have spastic paralysis. But on the contralateral side, you will have loss of pain and temperature. Remember, lateral and anterior spinothalamic tract are on the contralateral side. Asterisks. MCQ 14 shows following is true for meningomyelocele except neural arches are not fused. Yes, remember it's an except. So I'm going to look for a wrong statement. Meninges protrude through the gap. Yes. Spinal cord protrudes through the gap between neural arches. Yes. Neural tube remains completely unfused. No. Neural tube fuses. What is the name of that? Correct. So D is the wrong option. What is the name of that condition where neural tube remains unfused? It's called rachis. Okay. So in these three cases, neural tube is fused. Okay. But the meninges along with neural tube or spinal cord is herniating out. That's why it's called meningomyelocele. Meninges as well as the nervous tissue have herniated out. So this is for you to understand how meninges have protruded out in meningocele. Meninges and spinal cord have protruded out in meningomyelocele. Anterior longitudinal trunk supplies the following part of spinal cord. It supplies anterior 2/3. Here you are seeing the anterior arterial trunk, and then here you are seeing how the anterior 2/3 part of the spinal cord is supplied by the anterior longitudinal arterial trunk. So students, this is how these MCQs will help you to fine tune your MCQ solving ability. These are all the lectures which I have taken on spinal cord. I strongly advise you to go through all these spinal cord lectures and then solve the MCQs as well. The links for all are given in the description section. In case you have doubts, feel free to call me and discuss them with me. My WhatsApp number is given here. If you feel awkward calling me, message to me on WhatsApp and we will discuss. Okay. So students, share your thoughts in comment section. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you have liked it, share it with somebody. So thank you. I hope you come and watch all the MCQ lecture series and learn from them. Okay. All right. Happy learning. Happy studying. Thank you. Bye.